everyone, so I am an expat living in Seoul, and this is my boyfriend who is Korean and living in Seoul, just Korea. You know a lot about American culture too. So, anyway, we're gonna talk about just some things that have been going on around Korea kind of recently. Some of it happened a little while ago. So in the spring, we were like in the Han River Park. This is like the first thing. This is like the most amazing because we saw the cutest baby turtle, which I posted a video of on our Instagram as well, and it was so cute. And it was just like on a kind of bike and walking path at night, and I was just like, oh, like so many people were riding their bike and walking, so I made sure it got into the grass safely, and it was very cute. And I like went home and I looked up actually like what kind of turtles live there, and I do know like some of the river turtles. We do live near like a seafood market, and one of the local markets does unfortunately have like turtles there. But they're definitely freshwater turtles. They're not sea turtles. So I mean, people don't eat sea turtles, so it's but I wasn't sure like what kind of turtle. I mean, it looked like the ones with like the black shell with like yellow spots, kind of like the cute friendly ones that people get as pets too. It can be hard to tell the difference. But I looked it up, and apparently like there's a lot of non-native species living in the thing, and they're actually a little bit of an invasive species, although I don't think it's that bad because people are, you know, taking them out pretty often. Fairly often, I guess not that many, but I don't think that they grow that. Their turtles don't, they die a lot.
It's
so
like it wasn't like an eating turtle. I don't believe in such thing as eating turtles, but you know, they're very small.
But the French do, so
I don't know about that, but anyway, I mean, not that I don't doubt you, but I don't know if I agree with the French.
I don't agree with it either. I think
snails.
I think eating reptiles is a little dicey.
Also, turtles are really cute.
Turtles are so cute, especially
But that turtle was like this big.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. It was like this. It was a baby at that point, so it wasn't doing any harm, and it was probably not gonna like they struggle to live long as babies because they're so small. But it was super cute, and I just like looked it up. So I thought maybe somebody, I know a lot of my students have them as pets. I thought maybe the moms got sick of it and like let it out. I like looked it up, and apparently some people just do get sick of their pets and let them go. But also like sometimes people in the spring, this was like in like a late spring and like people, or early spring, I don't remember, but like the people will like release a turtle at the start of a new season to like represent like a new beginnings.
I mean, it's definitely not like a common thing. I don't want to.
It's not super common. Yeah.
I don't want to give like wrong idea thinking that we're like that. But some Korean people are like very superstitious, and it's type of belief in almost like shamanism, because when like most U.S. people, when they're superstitious, they're kind of like Christian based lore type of thing.
Oh, but, like from Catholic people.
Yeah, very like Catholic. They're just think of like angel and demons.
Like you think of like throwing their salt over.
Yeah, something like that. But like in Korea, it's like very much like shamanism. So like turtle is like a symbol of longevity and like I guess wealth, kind of, but mostly longevity. So you're supposed to kind of release like some shamans. God, don't get me started on this. But some shamans will tell people that, oh, you're like this year you have like bad luck, so you have to like give me a lot of money, and also buy a cute pet turtle and release it in the wild and like hurt the entire ecosystem. That's what you're supposed to do, so you will not be sick. So some people actually do that. In fact, so one of my colleague had a girlfriend who was also very superstitious.
Is he still dating her?
No.
Okay.
Not. But
oh, did you know her? Or
no.
You just heard about her?
I heard a lot of stories.
A lot of stories.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah. So at some point, he said like at like 3 a.m, he get a like call from his girlfriend. Then she was girlfriend. Now they're split up and all that. But anyway, she called, and then she was just like, we gotta go to the East Sea. Remind you, he was living in Incheon, which was the west of opposite. It's the west of South Korea. So
that's like the western coast.
Yeah, it's the western coast of South Korea. It's like the sea that's like neighboring China, and the East Sea is like Pacific Ocean. So she calls at 3 a.m. and then she's like, oh, like we gotta go to the East Sea and release this fish that she has.
What kind of fish?
I don't remember. It was some kind of also another invasive species, probably. It's like a pet fish. It's like, I'm not sure exactly what it was. I wasn't gonna ask, to be honest. But anyway,
maybe like a goldfish.
Yeah, maybe. he's like, okay, like whatever, let's get in the car, and then he drives the car. He's a nice guy, so he like drives the car and misses her at her house, which is like even western part of the region, and then drives like I think like for hours to go to like EC and releases it
in the middle of the night.
I think he had to get there like before like 8 a.m. or something like that because they have to release at a certain hour at a certain day and stuff like that. It was like weird, and he didn't really remember the details because
it doesn't matter.
Yeah, so that was an interesting story. So I'm sure this is like in a similar vein where they're like, oh, for good luck, let me release this animal because shaman told me to do it.
Yeah.
So,
I don't know if this animal like hatched there or was released, but it was on the sidewalks. I'm not sure, but
it definitely looked like a pet turtle. Like I don't know.
It wasn't like super scared either.
Yeah.
So it looked like a pet turtle. It just looked like a pet turtle. I don't know.
Yeah.
It looked like the ones people buy in the store, but they grow really fast because like also one of this is like sideline, but like one of his students had like the pet turtles and they were really small, and now they're already like this big.
Ah, that one.
Yeah,
But there are some turtles that actually stay small.
Yeah,
So,
they're cute.
yeah.
One of my least favorite trends was the wasabi mayo trend. Maybe I'll like put a picture of like what they look like here.
Yeah. They're like not necessarily wasabi mayo that you don't like, but you probably don't like wasabi
I
mayo
don't
because you
love
like mayo in general.
I mean, I'm okay with wasabi. Not this like some people say wasabi is too spicy. I don't think wasabi is spicy at all. I think those people are crazy. But like it's not the spiciness of wasabi that bothers me. It's like the flavor is not my favorite. But if they just tasted like wasabi, I think I could do it. But like if they just tasted like they smelled bad and just tasted like bad, like spoiled. They taste like spoiled.
But that's the thing. The what you're smelling is the magtekang. It's like some kind of dried fish flavor with wasabi mayo. It's not even wasabi actually. It was the like green pepper, like Korean green pepper thing, which I'm pretty sure they also put wasabi in it. But I'm not exactly sure how they make it. I'm not a huge fan of it. But that was like a huge trend. I don't know if it still is, but
a
like,
little bit. I think it is a little bit. Like I was like one of my students gave me like the bag and wanted me to eat that, like see if I liked it, and I was just like, oh, absolutely not. I didn't want to say anything, so I just ate it and then I drank a lot of water. But I think they figured it out. Yeah. Like I was actually gonna throw up. It was so gross. Like it was so gross for me. I hate it.
Yeah, actually, like the convenience store. Like in Korea, if you go to a convenience store to get a lot of snacks, I guess it's kind of like a gas station, but nicer. But people like.
But convenience stores are like mostly food.
Yeah. Yeah. That's what I meant. Like. In America, there isn't really much of a convenience store. Like, yeah,
it's like a mini supermarket.
Yeah.
Full of junk food.
Yeah. And like ready-made meals and stuff like that. But anyway, they like people rush to like convenience store for like new hot items because that's where you can see them. And they were out of this item for like forever because people were just snatching them up whenever it came out, which is ridiculous.
Actually, I don't really like eat the Pokemon bread, but there's a new one. It's like a vanilla cake with like white cream and a chocolate cake with chocolate cream, and it's in the like cold section, meaning that it's probably pretty good. The ones in the cold section have like a expirable ingredients, meaning more real ingredients. I'm just kind of like, oh, like that would be good.
Back with rose tteokbokki.
But actually, I have to be honest. I know most people prefer rose tteokbokki because it's like putting cheese or cream and it's really good. But
so good.
But
you gotta add cheese.
Prefer regular tteokbokki.
I mean, I prefer regular tteokbokki.
Regular tteokbokki with cheese on top is better than rose to me. Even the regular one is.
I don't know. If you're gonna add cheese, I say you go all the way. Right. You have to go rose if you want to do that. Because for regular tteokbokki, the draw is the dipping things in, like deep fried squid with, or like I don't know, like vegetable fritters and sundae. You don't like sundae, but I like sundae. Like
it's not bad, but it's not really what I'm in the mood for. It's a little spicy. It's okay.
I don't know if I taste tteokbokki.
I don't taste tteokbokki. All of the food trends kind of just fit into two categories, which is like Korean people, young Korean people rediscovering old food, which would be like the Yakwa trend that was a thing, and then usually there's some kind of way that they're making it like new, like with the Yakwa they put it in another cookie.
Yeah, which was the only time, one of the few times that actual fusion worked. I was actually kind of like
Mhm.
impressed by that.
The other one is called like Yangming.
Yeah, Yangang.
It's like a chestnut,
Mm-hmm.
like people call it jelly, but I wouldn't call it jelly. It's more
Mm.
like a chestnut like jam type.
It's like somewhere between
It's like
jam and
it's just
pudding.
candy. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's like something between like jam and pudding.
Mhm.
It's just like a chestnut candy.
It's sickly sweet.
But
and I
it's
love
really
it.
good. It, you know what's funny? I didn't really like love that. I'm like not in the. I wasn't in the mood to like eat that.
Mhm.
But because of the way that they make like that kind of snack, I'm
Mhm.
just like I want to eat another and another and another
Yeah.
because they're like addictive.
Yeah.
Like they make them to be like not like satisfying.
Do you want?
No,
Okay.
I'm good right now.
Okay. No. And this Yangang got really popular because BB, one of the artists in Korea, released a new song called Bam Yangang, and then it was like really a big hit.
And
I
they
think.
released like different flavors as well.
Mhm.
But my favorite was the green tea, which happened before the song.
Yeah. I think.
That was really good because the Korean green tea is like really good quality.
Mhm.
Like they have also like all of their green tea that's like made in Jeju Island, like their own green tea in Korea. That's really good.
Blossom is also known for that, but
Mhm.
they
What?
usually sell like the most expensive part to like
Mm.
Europe, I think, because Koreans drink like upper middle teas,
Mhm.
but they don't like drink like super cheap ones, but they don't drink all super expensive ones.
Oh, that's what I prefer too.
Because like, but Europeans, especially like British, they love.
They love expensive,
Yeah.
all kinds of tea.
Mhm.
British people drink cheap like Lipton tea and expensive tea.
Yeah.
I think
Oh, I
from
love
tea,
Lipton
specialty.
Yeah.
You love Lipton?
Yeah. I will definitely give you diabetes.
Oh,
but-
you like the sweet powder that you mix in. That's not really tea, but
It says tea. Are you saying that FDA got it wrong?
yeah.
Well, you better work harder, FDA.
Also, I would say like Korean's main tea brand is Osulak.
Yeah.
Osulak, which is like the one that I recently discovered, and that also like started making kombucha. Like also the other trend that like really popped off was a lot of the trends that like popped off in Korea. Like when I came here, I was like looking for these things. I didn't have them. One thing was I like to drink kombucha sometimes, and then like all these powdered kombuchas came about. But Osulak's powdered kombucha is probably the best. I mean, you even work for a company that was trying to get in on it, but they
were a
failed.
little too stubborn because you have to compromise when it comes to mass production, and they were like,
They
no.
put too much sugar in it though, like
And their calorie was as high as
can
Pepsi.
of soda,
So-
which is exact opposite of what people are like looking for these days.
And they're gonna label it as like low calorie, low sugar,
Mhm.
which was not
Yeah.
the case.
But anyway, so like that's the category of like old food that people rediscover, and the second category of food that it becomes popular is like Korean people discovering some kind of new Western food,
I don't know.
and sometimes
I don't know.
ruining it. Sometimes they get the ideas from Americans too. So I can't just blame Korean people. Like
No,
I think the
I think
cookie
you
was
can.
actually invented in America.
Really? That's so blasphemous.
Cookie was like cookie croissants. I hate that because I'm just like they would taste really good separate. And then you don't need to add more bread to your cookie. You don't need to add more cookies to your croissant.
Actually, can you explain what that is?
Oh yeah, cookie and croissant
Cookie.
crookie.
Yeah.
They call it crookie. It is like when they put like a croissant dough and like a cookie dough and they like cook them together at the same time. And if you've cooked a lot of food, you know like the oils and like all of that, like if they don't mix up, it's just not good. But I will say the one thing that Korea did invent that I don't like, cookies were made in America, invented. But the mini croissants were in Korea, I don't like. And then in the convenience store, you can buy like a smashed croissant.
Yeah,
Or
the croissant is
they're
like supposed to
smashing
be
the
like
croissant.
airy, awesome texture when you bite into it,
like,
and they're like, let me just kill it.
yeah.
It's
So
like, why?
I mean, if you want something thick, like eat like a different kind of bread.
Yeah, just,
Yeah.
just eat a cracker. I don't know what to tell you. Why are you trying
Yeah.
to leave the croissant alone? Like, can you imagine croissant just trying to come into life and then like smashed up with
A cookie.
freaking a cookie and then screaming in oven hell saying, ah.
I'm a monster.
Yeah, and then they come out as some kind of Frankenstein's
Frankenstein.
monster, and it's just unfortunate.
Mhm. So yeah, the crookie was like one of those things. And then like I predicted a while ago like that bagels were becoming popular, and they are. But the real bagel places are not popular. Like the only place you can get a real bagel, they're not like they have a customer base because they're good, but they're not like well known. Like they're not the ones blowing up. Unfortunately, the bagel places that are blowing up are like very like they're just bread. It's just like a bread because like by the way, bagel's not just the same as like your kind of roll. It's like boiled. It's like the dough's like they don't put a lot of yeast in it. It's like boiled and then cooked a certain way to be good.
There's a certain texture to it when you bite
It's
into
chewy.
a bagel, but Koreans, much like cookie, they just murdered it.
If you have ones that are cooked wrong, they hurt your stomach. That's how.
That too,
yeah.
and then this is actually worse than Walmart grade, I think. And
some of them can be worse than Walmart.
It's not even the quality of the bread that I'm so upset about. I'm just like, yeah, sure, like you clearly didn't really do your research, like you messed up. That's fine. But the thing that they're really, really messing up is the cream cheese.
Cream cheese is not cream cheese.
Like, you can just buy it. Just buy it. Like, you don't have to make everything yourself. And like, it's not like that expensive, and you're charging customers quite a bit. So like, just buy the freaking thing. And then it's the reason why I'm so upset is because it's like
it's gross,
sugary mayo. Like
it has some kind of like oniony taste, but it's also sweet.
Some kind of sour cream flavor to it. I think, I swear to God, they put some sugar on it. They sprinkle sugar, and then they put some like sour cream into the supposed cream cheese. And then the texture is not thick. It's like very soft, creamy.
It's almost like butter that's been whipped.
Yeah, and also it's sweet and it's sour. It's not like sourness. It's not the tang that you get from like a Philadelphia cream cheese.
It's just sour.
It's just sour. It's like it's like spoiled sour milk with some sugar.
Yeah, but it's a little something about it's mayo-y. Like it tastes like it would be on a sandwich, not like a bagel.
Yeah. So imagine this. We were expecting. We were in Busan at some point.
This is my fault for forgetting because I've only been going to the really good bagel places. I forgot.
So we walk into a bagel shop, supposed bagel shop. We cut things in half. We already felt it. Whenever we touched the bagel, it was like soft, like loaf of bread.
Yeah.
And
it wasn't bad though. It didn't give me a stomachache.
It wasn't a bagel though. It was definitely just like a soft, nice, buttery.
It was like spongy.
Bread.
It wasn't chewy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And we slobbered the cream cheese, and once we touched the cream cheese with a knife, we also knew like this ain't it. Like we like spread it and then eat it, and then we realized this is sweet.
For me, growing up in America, I actually if I can't eat it. Like I will gag.
You actually did gag.
I actually like that, and I can't eat it, so I had to abandon half and eat half just bread. That's just bread. Yeah. Yeah, but the other thing it was like they also weren't toasting them, so they don't really know what a bagel shop is.
Yeah.
They just made some bagels.
Yeah. I went up to the counter and just like, can I toast this? And they're like, no.
No, we're too busy. Yeah.
And I'm just like,
oh,
what? It's like going to a pizza shop and I'm just like, can I like get this baked? Like, and they're
can
like,
I get a cooked pizza?
No, like go to your house and put it in your oven. Like, what?
Yeah.
What? So I'm really angry. Yeah. Anyway, that was a bagel.
They weren't like. They were almost like the bagel itself didn't like taste as bad, but like the cream cheese was so bad, and it was not good. But I noticed like the bagels are a trend, particularly the one called the British Bagel Museum.
The London Bagel Museum.
Yeah, London. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Which I think is funny because bagels are not from London. They're created by Jewish people in Poland and who went to New York City and like really sold them and made them mainstream.
Like, people think of like, to me, when I think of bagel, I think of New York City.
Yeah.
I mean,
so it should be called NYC Bagel Museum.
But this person was just like, it's like you said this. I don't know how you exactly phrased it. I think you said something like, "Oh, it's like much things that British claim as their own. They just put it in the museum, and this time is bagel." Yeah,
like things that British didn't create or like anything, but they're pretending that it's their own and they put it in a museum. That's what like British museums are. Things that they don't own by any rightful way. Yeah. So I think it's kind of fitting that it's called the British Bagel Museum because the British don't have anything.
That's London Bagel
Museum. Oh, sorry, London Bagel Museum, because they don't have any claim to anything they put in there.
But to be honest, this is not any like British people's fault because they didn't make this.
I felt like
Korean people
upset that Korean people didn't do their research because everybody knows like bagels are kind of an NYC staple, and I don't even think they have many bagels. I've been to London. Not a lot of bagels. Not the way you see them in New York City. Yeah.
I mean, not that like bagel is like owned by New York City and then you can only have the bagel in New York City, but like I think people generally think of New York City whenever.
But their bagels didn't look good, which is why if you want to, you have to look for some more NYC based bagels if you go to Korea, like I did. I found 2 places, so maybe 3. So.
Really? I
Yeah,
don't know
so
what-
there's 2 locations.
Oh yeah,
of-
but that's the same thing.
There's 2 locations of one of the places, and there's one that I'm gonna check out.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
We'll keep that posted.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
That they said it's like a real Jew. They have it listed as like a Jewish bagel, and he learned it from his mother-in-law. So
Mhm.
I believe that if he was doing it wrong, he would get beat up. Just kidding.
Okay. Sounds good.
Yeah, but I think also maybe the next trend is gonna be cinnamon rolls. Maybe it kind of was because a lot of cinnamon roll places opened up, and then at the Hun River there was a Cinnabon that opened up. It's
Yeah.
always sold out at the end of the day.
Mwah.
It's
Amazing.
really good.
Awesome choice.
When they first opened up, they only had the small ones, which are a little more dry. But
Mhm.
then like they have the big ones now,
Yeah,
which are really
That's
good.
the stuff.
I like the ones in America because you can order like different types of like cinnamon roll.
Mm-hmm.
Like you can order like a cup of just the centers if you want.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh,
I don't know how they do that or if it's like fake, but it's really good.
But I guess if enough people are buying it, they're constantly pulling out the batches.
Yeah.
It kind of like balances out. I don't know.
Yeah, it works out somehow. I think also like you can buy a cup of like a lot of scraps too. So
That would be amazing.
yeah, at least back when the last time I was in a Cinnabon in America, which was like 100 million years ago.
So, you're touching the thing.
But I do have one question that I never figured out, and that is like where salt bread came from.
I don't
Because
know.
it's very much a Korean staple now.
Mhm.
It was a trend. Now it's a popular staple food
Mhm.
that like all the bakeries have.
It's awesome texture.
It's really
cheap,
good.
and also people now make like sandwiches out of those. I don't know how I feel about like sandwiches because
It's
I
too
like
chewy.
the
It'll get
chewy
stuck up,
texture
like,
and stuff
I
like
feel like
that.
it'd be hard to eat as a
Yeah.
sandwich. It doesn't really bother me too much, but I like it as is.
Mhm.
But I don't know where they came from or like who in Korea invented them or anything like that.
Yeah.
And I think I tried to like look it up, but it's hard because you mostly find ads for places that have them.